Hello everyone, Absent Friend here, and today we're coming at you with another advanced guide for Disney Villainous. Today, we'll be looking at the Evil Queen. So grab your magic mirror and let's head to the game table and check it out. Remember, thumbs up if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell to be alerted when new episodes are available. And here we are at the game table with the Evil Queen. Now you might be thinking, she's pretty overpowered already. What advanced strategies and combos can you do with her that is going to make her any more powerful than she already is? Well, not much. That is correct, she is very overpowered. But let's talk about some ways on how to really get to her final goal quickly, okay? So, because she does take a bit to power up. Alright, so this card right here is going to be your best friend. Cycle your deck very quickly and find this card and play it as soon as possible. If you're short on ingredients, get ingredients. If you cannot seem to get to that magic mirror, find the magic mirror, because it's not just any ingredient or any item. You get to actually choose the item in which you want to get, or the ingredient that you want to get. So you can go through this entire deck and just be like, I don't want that one, don't want that one, and then you get the one that you want, okay? So it just depends on where you are in the game. But yeah, and these go into your hand and then you shuffle your deck. So like I said, use this, and I believe there's another one, isn't there, or is that the only copy? I have a horrible memory as far as how many cards are in this thing. Yeah, that's the only one. So if you get this early, use it. No matter when you get it, just use it. Okay, now let's talk about the magic mirror. When you get this into your hand, don't play it immediately. Let me show you what you can do here. It costs, to do what we're about to do, you need 5 power to do this, okay? So first of all, make sure you're in a space where you can play, you can activate and play a card in the same turn. So try to keep your heroes off of these spaces. If you have aggressive Fedors, use this to move them off, okay? You also have an ingredient that can help move you off too. So try to keep these spaces open so you can activate and play cards at the same time. Okay, so for 5 power, all you're gonna do is for 2, play the magic mirror, doesn't matter where, and then for 3, activate it immediately. Do not play the magic mirror and wait to activate it. If you can't activate it in the same turn as you play it, then wait and be able to play it. Don't play it just to get out of your hand. It's really not necessary. Okay, this is another card that's going to help you big time to get to what you need in the magic tomes, and I would activate them every turn that you can, okay? These are really the only thing that you need to really be activating over and over and over until you find everything. And then once you found everything, you're just trying to build up poison and you have the throne. Where is it? Go ahead and play the throne and activate it just to build up your poison. It's a slow burn process, but it's free poison really. So you either get poison when you're here, or poison here, or poison there. So anyway, but this tome right here, and there's another copy too if it gets blown away by Sneezy. Play both of them if you can, just to kind of keep them safe. Okay, the box, well, it depends on if you're going to defeat heroes or not. If you're going to put a bunch of heroes in your discard pile over here, then go ahead and use that to gain some power. But you can only get up to 3, so I don't know. That one's kind of iffy. I guess it just depends on your situation. My main strategy with here's another card that's going to be your best friend, because you can perform actions, plural, when you play this. So if you're here, let's say all of these spots are covered up and you want to move people off of your activations, then play this, and this will allow you to do that. But you can also play both. So even if this spot is covered up, let's say you're here and it's covered up by, that's not a hero, but let's see if we find a hero. There we go. Let's say covered up. Okay. And you can actually go here. You can play this card, which allows you to do these two, both of them. So you can still play a card and activate in the same turn. So that's another kind of combo that you can do. So you can do this. That will be able to let you use those abilities, play the mirror, activate the mirror, put Snow White out, and continue on. Now I didn't put the lock token down, but let's pretend that the lock token is down right now. Get Snow White out immediately, and even if it's locked, okay? I know some people might think, I don't want to get Snow White out because then people will, or faders will bump her up with some pickaxes or whatever, and that is true. But if this is still locked, she cannot she can't have items attached to her while it's still locked, and you can't play other villains or other heroes there either. Not that that makes a difference. But still, she can't move, but she can also be buffed. So just kind of keep that in mind. There's another little combo that you can do. Well, actually, no, you can't, so I take that back. So forget what I just said. Okay, so next order of business is the ingredients. Remember, when you play your ingredients, especially the one, not that one, this one. And also don't forget with the magic mirror, a lot of people forget that every time you're faded, you get to draw a card. So use that. Remember that. Every time you're faded, you get to draw a card. With the mummy dust, I always play the mummy dust here just to kind of remind myself and everybody else that if you fate me before the next turn, then I get 1 power from the supply and add it to the poison. So no big deal, but still, that's just something to remind everybody that fading the evil queen has consequences. So just kind of keep that in mind. All right. So now let's talk about how to defeat Snow White and also deal with some of these pesky heroes. Okay, so of course you can play more than 1 take-a-bite per turn. So if there's like Doc or something, or maybe another hero, or like Dopey who buffs up the heroes, you can eliminate, if you have enough poison, you can eliminate 2 heroes per turn. Just make sure that, you know, if it's Doc, or if Doc is out, make sure that you do it in the proper order. Okay? Alright. Oh, there is 2 black magics. Okay, so I must have glazed over it. So sorry about that. There are 2 black magics. That's my fault. Okay, so that makes her deck even more powerful. That you can just search through and find whatever you want. Okay? Alright, so as far as the take-a-bites go, I wouldn't worry too much about hanging on to them. I remember one time I was playing as her, and all 3, I think there's 3, at least 3, maybe all 4 of them, I don't remember. A lot of them came into my opening hand. I'm like, well, crap. And if I discard them, they're going to be at the bottom of my discard pile. It's going to be forever before I get to reshuffle. Well, again, that's where the tomes and the discarding and the everything else comes into play. So don't worry about if you have to discard some power, the take-a-bites or whatever. Just get to ingredients, get to magic mirror. That's really what your focus is. Don't worry about anything else except the tomes. Of course, that will help you get there quicker, and everything else. Also, don't forget about her conditions, or especially if you're playing against other players that use a lot of items, like Captain Hook, or who else uses a lot of items? Pete uses a lot of items. Those are the only ones that pop out. I know there are several that use a lot of items, but those are the 2 that use probably more items than anyone else. So definitely, oh, and don't forget, fate items count as items. So if the player has any fate items out, as well as villain items, those all add up. So it says 2 or more items. It doesn't say villain items or fate items. It could be any items. So remember that on any of these condition cards that say that. On items, it can be both sides of the board, so it all adds up. That's good for Hades, because Hades has items on his side and the opposite side, as well as Dr. Facilier, if you use the frog form, because that's an item. Even though it sounds like an effect, it's really an item. Okay, so and this is another way that you can cycle your deck. Alright, so as far as tricky... well, I mean, obviously when you get to Snow White, get this location opened up and get her quickly. As a matter of fact, if you get the ingredients out before the mirror, that's fine. Open this up. That way you can have 2 fate actions. You can have 2 discard actions, and you can get to the mirror quicker if you need to, or whatever. So don't be afraid to open up the Jorah's cottage if Snow White's not out. And then as soon as you can, off her. Off her. Even if she has all this built-up power, don't bother with the heroes. Just go for your target. Okay, so now let's talk about the fate side. What do you do if you're playing against the Evil Queen? Well, there's no 2 ways about it. Fate. Every turn that you possibly can, fate this lady. And get those heroes out. I always put him here. Get those heroes out and covering actions and double up on the activations. And then double up there. And just wherever you want to put them. If she gets this unlocked, go ahead and even double up here. Okay, so that's a really, really good idea, because the more dwarves that are out, the stronger Snow White is. So get them out there and just block her actions and keep her trying. She can still use some stuff even if you got them doubled up, but if she tries to move them around when they're doubled up, she has to move them several times to get them out of the way. So she does have answers for a lot of heroes, but again, it's still more work she has to do on that than she does on the ingredients, on the poison, and everything else. Okay, so just keep these dwarves coming out every single time that you can. If you get this card, if you get Snow White, do not play her. Do not play something else, even if it's meaningless. Play it anyway. Okay. So as far as her effects go, and of course the pickaxe, put it on Doc or Snow White, but Doc gets the priority for pickaxes. Okay, if neither of them are out, then put it on like Dopey or Grumpy or anybody really, but especially put them on Doc, or maybe save them for somebody else. The Wishing Well, I always put this on any hero that is at the laboratory, because she will be going there to make poison. And at least if she goes there, it'll cost her 1 poison. Now, again, this is why she's so overpowered, because once she gets a pile of poison, it's really hard to get that pile of poison reduced. The only one who gets to do that is Happy, and that's only if he comes out when every other hero is out. So, again, with the Wishing Well here, as I said, she'll be coming here a lot, especially if she wants to fade her opponents. She'll have to lose poison several times, so it might add up unless you put some back. So keep the Wishing Well here on one of the people if you can. Okay, all right. But as far as these effects go, with the Love's First Kiss, of course, she only loses 1 poison, but this gives you a chance to get a hero from her discard pile like Doc to put on top of that fate deck, which means you're going to have to combo with another fate action immediately afterwards. If you're playing a three-player game, this is very handy, so you and the other player can double up on fates with her. And who cares? If she's got that magic mirror out, let her draw cards. It does not matter, because you have to stop her from winning the game, and or at least slow her down significantly. With the woodland creatures, make sure that you get rid of take-a-bites, get rid of ingredients, get rid of magic mirror, get rid of anything that's going to make her get closer to her goal. I always try to get rid of the take-a-bites, because there's no way that she can get them out of her discard pile. She can get items and ingredients out of her discard pile if she has the Black Knight or the Black Magic, but she cannot get effects out of her discard pile, and take-a-bite is an effect. So I always try to discard those first, because those are the hardest to get back. So, as far as Snow White goes, when she is out, I always try to keep her and Doc. So let's say Snow White's out and it's unlocked and Doc comes out. I always try to play Doc and Snow White in the same location, because the Evil Queen, to get rid of Doc, will have to come here, get rid of Doc, and then we'll have to go away and then come back to do it again. So she cannot combo the she can't do a combo and kill 2 at the same time like that, unless she's on well, actually I think I said that she could do that before, but now that I think about it, I don't think that's true. So because she has to play the Take a Bite first, and then she won't be able to play another card like I'll Fix You. So yeah. So I take that back. She can't combo 2 Take a Bites in a turn. So that's my fault. I didn't mean to say that. Or I didn't think about it too much. Okay. So again, she'll have to do dock and then go away and come back. And hopefully before her next turn, you will have faded and got Doc back. This is why it's a good idea to keep the heroes out, because if Doc is the only hero in the discard, well, I guess it doesn't matter. But if you keep all the heroes out and the only thing in her Fate deck is effects and items, then it really, really makes it more challenging for her to counter the fates that you do to her. Okay? Alright, so of course with Sneezy, where was he? Where is he? Yeah, with Sneezy, get rid of the mirror, get rid of tomes. Those are the 2 main ones. Even if Snow White's already out, go and get rid of that mirror, because then she can't draw on fates anymore. That's very, very handy for her. And it's very handy for you, the Fator, to get that out. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the Evil Queen. As I said, she's already pretty powerful without all these advanced strategies. Even if you just do a basic strategy with her, you're probably going to do well. Unless you have an aggressive Fator like me, who knows how she goes and knows how she works. And again, if you're playing against her, fate, 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 fate. There's no 2 ways about it. There's no way that you can win against her if she is not faded very much. So just go ahead and just start fading her and don't stop until, I mean, just kind of keep your own goals going as well. But hopefully that it'll slow her down enough to where either the players just get frustrated or, because there's really, like I said, once she gets to this point in the fates, there's not a lot she can do except for take a bite, take a bite, take a bite, but she can only use those and when she has them in her hand, she can't recall them very quickly. So the more heroes that are out, the more take a bite she might have to use if she chooses to do that, and the harder it makes it for her to achieve her goals. So anyway, that's it for this advanced guide. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Please, in the comments, if you have your own advanced guide for her, something I didn't cover, leave your strategy in the comments, and I love reading them. So take care out there. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. This is your absent friend, signing off.